Storm chasers. Chasing the wind. What kind of person chases storm? Most people run over for cover when the weather turns nasty. But for storm chasers, high winds, funnel clouds, and lightning are part of the job. Some storm chasers are filmmakers and photographers trying to capture spectacular images of a tornado. But most storm chasers are scientists and meteorologists who study the weather. They put themselves in the paths of tornadoes to collect information that will help them better predict tornadoes and save lives. Their job is dangerous and may seem thrilling, but being out in severe weather makes storm chasers extra careful. Every year, hundreds of tornadoes rip through the Central Park of the United States. They can flip over cars, tear roofs of houses, and destroy crops. Most tornado winds blow about 160 kilometers per hour. The strongest tornadoes, sometimes called super tornadoes, have wind speeds of 402 kph to more than 482 kph. A super tornado destroys everything in its path. Less than 2% of all tornadoes have winds of more than 322 kph. Tornado Alley. More than 800 tornadoes a year touch down in the United States, and more than half of Earth's tornadoes hit the central section of the United States called Tornado LA. Some of the states in Tornado LA are Iowa, Nebraska, Colorado, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. Most storm chasing happens in these states. In the spring in the southern states of the Great Plains, and in the late summer in the northern states. Every state in the United States has experienced a tornado. They just tend to be stronger and more frequent in the central part of the country. Texas has the most recorded tornado touchdowns of any state. On March 8th, 1925, one of the worst tornadoes in US has already ripped through Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana. The tornado traveled on the ground for 352 kilometers and lasted 3.5 hours. More than 600 people died in the tornado, and 10,000 people lost their homes. Tornado weather. Meteorologists have studied tornadoes by observing them and collecting data, but they still have much to learn. They know about most of the weather conditions needed to form a tornado, but they still do not know why some funnel clouds touch down, become tornadoes, and others do not. Can you predict a tornado? You can't always tell when a tornado might strike, but there are some clues. Sometimes you can see funnel clouds in the sky before they touch the ground. At other times, you can see certain cloud formations called wall clouds, which precede severe storms. But not all severe storms produce tornadoes. Storm chasers are gaining more knowledge with the data they collect from each tornado, but meteorologists still can't predict tornadoes the way they can predict how sunny or rainy it will be in 5 to 7 days. However, meteorologists can tell us when conditions are right for a tornado. Then they can issue a tornado watch. Meteorologists use Doppler radar to track weather conditions. Doppler radar helps them determine the wind direction and find early signs of rapidly rotating air inside thunderstorms. It also helps them determine precise wind directions. Meteorologists can give people about 20 minutes warning for a tornado. 20 minutes may not sound like much, but an advance warning can save lives. Scientists can learn how severe a storm is by studying Doppler radar. They can also pinpoint the exact location of the storm and how long it will last. On average, tornadoes last 10 minutes, but they can last only seconds or stretch on 4 hours. Tornadoes are measured by F-scale ratings. The scale is named for Theodore Fujita, a scientist who invented a method for measuring tornadoes. The F ratings are based on how much destruction a tornado caused. An F0 or F1 tornado is weak, but an F5 tornado is a monster with winds reaching speeds of 420 kph to 512 kph. To give a tornado an F scale rating, an expert looks at the damage after the tornado hits. The F-scale rating of a tornado can't really be predicted accurately ahead of the twister, only after it has hit.